What you will need. In order to make full use of this VTC tutorial, you will need to have access to a few tools and have an existing knowledge of a few internet technologies. First, you will require access to PHP on your hosting server. You should be using PHP version 4.2 or greater. You will also require access to MySQL version 3.2 or greater. PHP must be on the same server as your hosting account, while MySQL usually is on the same server, but can also be on a separate server. Ideally, you should have command line or terminal access to your hosting account in order to take full advantage of the section in this tutorial on command line MySQL. This may also be referred to as SSH, shell, or telnet access to your hosting account. In addition to PHP and MySQL, you will require a text editor to write your PHP scripts in. For the Macintosh, I recommend BBEdit. For Windows, Notepad. You can, however, use any other text editor that you prefer. Do note, however, that I discourage the use of such programs as Dreamweaver or GoLive for the purposes of this tutorial, as they will add a level of complexity that is unnecessary at this point. Finally, you will require a working knowledge of how to get your PHP script from your computer to your hosting account. This is generally done through FTP, but depending on where your website is hosted, your host provider may provide alternate tools. You will also need basic HTML skills for displaying results to the browser. PHP is primarily used for creating dynamic web pages, and as such, you will need to know how to format results produced with PHP for viewing in a web browser. If you do not know HTML at all, I would recommend that you examine the VTC training course on HTML4, as it will give you a very good grounding in HTML to work with. In order to program PHP, you do not have to know HTML, but it certainly helps a great deal to know how to make your output look decent in a browser. If you do not have a website hosting account, be sure to review the resources tutorial in this chapter, as I have included several resources for hosting companies that provide PHP and MySQL access. If you are on a Macintosh, it is a very simple operation to install PHP and MySQL on your local computer, and there are also tools available to set up Apache MySQL and PHP on a Windows machine.